Life will throw things at you. Every day, people will misunderstand you. Deadlines will pile up. Emotions will surge. Relationships will shift. And in the midst of all that chaos, you'll be tempted to control everything. You'll try to change people's minds, fix every situation, correct every misunderstanding. But the more you try to control what you can't, the more powerless you feel. The Stoics knew this. That's why they simplified the formula for power into one clear truth. Control these three things, and you control your life. Your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. Everything else is noise. Everything else is the world doing what the world does. When you truly understand what belongs to you and what doesn't, your anxiety drops, your peace rises, your decisions sharpen, because now you're no longer scattered. You're focused. You're no longer drained by what's beyond your grasp. You're empowered by what's within it. Let's begin with the first, and most important, your thoughts. You wake up each day with thousands of them firing automatically. Some are useful, most are not. You replay old conversations. You predict problems that haven't happened. You doubt yourself before you even begin. And most of this happens without permission. That's why mastering your thoughts is ground zero for mastering your life. But mastery doesn't mean suppression. It means observation. It means noticing the voice in your head and asking, is this true? Is this useful? Is this aligned with who I want to be? The Stoics believed your mind is a tool, not a tyrant. If you don't direct it, it directs you. So train it, feed it quality. Interrupt the loops, write things down, talk back to the lies. Anchor your thinking in what is factual, not just what is familiar, because left unchecked, your mind will drag you into imaginary battles. But when trained, it becomes your sharpest weapon. Next comes your actions. What you do with your body, your time, your habits. You may not control what happens to you, but you always control how you respond. You control whether you take that walk, write that page, finish that rep, send that message. Inaction is often where most people lose. They wait for clarity before they move. But clarity often comes through motion. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to do the next right thing. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates freedom. And all of it begins with that first step. You won't always feel ready. You won't always be motivated. But you can choose to be disciplined. And every time you act from discipline, instead of emotion, you build internal trust. That trust becomes your foundation. That foundation becomes your strength. Then finally, your attitude. How you interpret what happens. How you carry yourself when things don't go as planned. You've seen people who lose everything, but never lose their spirit. And others who have everything, but walk around defeated. The difference is attitude, not the fake positive kind that ignores reality, but the grounded, resilient kind that faces reality and chooses to rise anyway. Your attitude is what determines whether a delay is a disaster or a redirection, whether failure is fatal or formative, whether someone's silence is rejection or just information. It's the lens you wear, and it colors everything. If your attitude is one of growth, everything becomes fuel. If your attitude is one of fear, everything becomes a threat. So watch it, guard it, protect it, feed it. Your thoughts shape your emotions. Your actions shape your outcomes. Your attitude shapes your experience. And all three are yours to own. That's the Stoic lesson. That's the practice. But of course, you'll forget. Life will get loud, emotions will take over, and you'll start trying to fix the world again. That's okay. Just return. Return to what you control. Return to your lane. Return to your breath, because the power was never out there. It's in you. Waiting. Always available. Always enough. When you start living by this, you stop trying to micromanage everyone around you. You stop stressing over timelines you can't control. You stop expecting people to think or act the way you would. And in that release, you find strength, because now you are no longer wasting energy on the uncontrollable. You're investing it in yourself. Imagine how different your day would be if you filtered every stressor through these 3 gates. Can I control my thoughts right now? Yes. Can I control my actions? Absolutely. Can I choose a better attitude? Without question. Everything else? Let it pass. Let it move. Let it fall where it may. This is not detachment from effort. This is detachment from illusion. The illusion that you can fix everything. The illusion that you're responsible for everyone's happiness. The illusion that life owes you comfort. Life doesn't owe you ease. It offers you growth. And growth only comes through friction, through pressure, through limits. And by accepting those limits, you become limitless. So practice this, especially in moments of stress, when someone disappoints you, when a plan falls apart, when uncertainty looms. Ask yourself, what do I control right now? Then do that. Do only that. Not because it solves everything immediately, but because it centers you. And from that center, you can think clearly, lead wisely, act deliberately. The Stoics weren't emotionless. They were precise. They didn't deny the world's chaos. They just refused to become it. And that's what makes their wisdom eternal. In a world that constantly demands your attention, they teach you to return your attention inward, to your discipline, your focus, your character. So control your thoughts, guard their quality, feed them with clarity. Control your actions, build discipline, even when motivation fades. Show up, even when you're tired. Keep promises to yourself, even when no one's watching. Control your attitude, hold your perspective sacred, respond instead of react, lead instead of complain. And when you do, the world may not change, but you will. And when you change, your world does too. That's the paradox. That's the power. That's the practice, and worth repeating, not once, but every day. Because real power isn't loud, it's quiet consistency. Real mastery isn't about control over others. It's about control over self. And the most powerful man in any room isn't the one with the most answers. He's the one who remembers what he controls and chooses accordingly. That's what Stoicism trains, that's what life demands, and that's the path you were built to walk. Let me leave you with something personal. A man once told me, I lost everything, my relationship, my job, my peace. I thought I was broken. But instead of collapsing, he made one choice, to take control of what was his, just his thoughts, his actions, his attitude. That's it. Every morning, he woke up and asked, what can I control today? And every night, he journaled how he showed up. Not perfectly, but consistently. Months passed. He didn't get the job back. He didn't get the girl back. But what he got was far more valuable. Himself. A self he could respect. A self that didn't flinch when life hit hard. That man didn't become perfect. He became powerful. And so can you. You don't need the world to slow down. You just need to stop trying to control it. You don't need everyone to understand you. You just need to understand your own lane. You don't need the noise to disappear. You just need to lead through the storm. So I'll ask you this. What thought will you choose to interrupt today? What action will you take, even if you don't feel like it? What attitude will you protect, even when everything goes sideways? Drop your answer in the comments. Right now. Not for me, for you. Because when you write it, you claim it. And when you claim it, you start becoming it. And if this message hit you deep, like really hit, don't let it fade. Subscribe to this channel. Stoic Rain. Turn on the bell. Share this with someone who's trying to take their power back. We're not here to react. We're here to rise. One thought, one action, one attitude at a time. This is how men are built. This is how empires are born. This is how you control your life from the inside out. Let's reign.